So, hey Cancer, my name is Chris, and this is your beautiful reading for whenever you find it in 2026. Let's just do that like that. And obviously I went outside because yesterday was super hot and today it's kind of windy, so I brought my little plushy microphone cover. I hope you can hear me all right. So welcome. So whenever you find it, 2026, right? And we dive right in. It's not yet. Here we go. So work to do. You planted your seeds, you got work to do. You laid the foundation for something new in 2026. You should check out the yearly reading and the summer reading. I'm going to link this at the end of the video. You're about to see your ships roll in. Your possibilities coming in. You're working on it. You're working on it mentally with your focus, with your attention. There's the Eight of Cups here, on the bottom of the deck, so to speak. Seven of Pentacles. You laid your foundation. Okay, so the most important thing is that you know what you want, and it's not so much about knowing what you want in a specific form. So you should first of all make this distinction between form and function, right? So you don't, when you say I want this and that job, and I want this and that car, and this and that house, and these people around me, something like that, you're very specific. But that's not how the universe works, right? You planted your seeds. You should know what you love. You should know what gives you joy and what you're passionate about, what is meaningful to you, and what you can do repeatedly while you get joy out of it, right? That's also what the Seven of Pentacles talks about. I think you already planted these seedlings or these foundations, laid the foundations, and now it's all about where are you going next, right? What ship to board? You're overlooking the harbor. And knowing what ship to board, don't make it about, there's a decision to make, I think. Don't make it about form, yeah. There is the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So your little seedlings here they're working, they're blossoming, they're flowering. They're coming to fruition. I should look up this word, I always say this wrong. But you know, you get something out of it. But you should know where you're going, what you want. And not so much, don't make it too specific about outer forms. Make it about functionality. And the question here is not how does it specifically look like, or where is it specifically, but what are you doing? Are you enjoying what you're doing? So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't go for the big car or the big house. Go for happiness, you know? The big car. Okay, so, sorry, I swallowed a fly or something like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't go for a specific form, go for a function, and the function should be happiness, something that you really enjoy and that is resonating with yourself. Don't make it about external things. How do you feel is the most important question. And what shows up? The King of Cups shows up, and all four queens rolled into one. That is the Empress, right? So you know what you want. You laid the foundation. I think that form and function thing, you got this. So you're immersing yourself. You got big cards here, really, really good cards, right? So you got the Empress is here, the King of Cups. Know your feelings, know what you want. You want happiness, you want joy in your life, and you want to immerse yourself. Ten of Pentacles here shows up, in your own creation, and make that creation, or what leads to that creation, a daily practice of joyful, happy creation. And then just go with the flow and see what comes out of it. But it's not about the outer form. this old resentment and pain story, Five of Cups, let it go. You know, whatever didn't work out so well in the past. There was a lot of, especially in the last 9 or 10 years, we were coming from a time of narcissistic mindfuck energies, right? Very toxic since 2008, but there in 2026 a lot of these huge cycles and circles are closing. Not just 2028, which was Pluto in a Capricorn, now it's in Aquarius. But the last 9 years, the last 10 years, if you were a kind of malignant narcissist, you had a good time. If you were more on an empathic side, you had not such a good time. But even if we lose something, even if something gets disappointed, there might have been something toxic in that old system. So we lost something, but parts of it, not all of it, but parts of it were probably very toxic. And 2 cups are still standing, by the way. So you're finally now leaving this behind as a death card to it. Leave it where it belongs, in the past, namely. And you're going forward with your 2 cups. You laid the foundation. These little seedlings that you planted, 7 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, going to bring you in this wonderful Empress and King of Cups mode, where it's primarily about inner mastership, you know, being happy, and not so much about representing something to the outside world. You know, the outside world, that is a different path. But for you in 2026, it seems like you're choosing, you're keeping a lower profile. It's not the King of Pentacles or the Emperor, it is the King of Cups and the Empress, right? So, yeah, and 10 of Pentacles here is also a card where this is actually the Magician that is sitting here in this scenery, but nobody notices him except the dogs and the child. Everyone else is kind of overlooking the Magician. He's the one who has created that, but is overlooked, is overseen, because he kind of immerses himself, becomes his own creation. And what are you creating? You're creating from inner peace and happiness and inner mastery. So you're not believing your own BS, you're not believing your own lies. You have the discernment and the emotional awareness to call yourself out for your own BS, right? And, you know, some people believe their own BS. That's very toxic. But you lay the foundation. Just make sure that you let the past in the past and take care of your seedlings that you have planted. Keep doing what you love and don't make it so much about external appearance. That will fall into place. Interesting, the slowest knight, the actually only stationary knight of the tarot card deck, that's the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. Great Arcana, movement, support from the universe, fast development, true steadiness, right? Knight of Pentacles with the Chariot. I feel like you already know what you want. You already know how you want to feel, and how you want to feel seems to be more important for you than, you know, specific appearances or job titles or, you know, achievements that you can, you know, look at and check some box with. Feeling good, feeling at peace, being happy, that is much more important, and that is how you cultivate your inner garden here, your inner garden of the Empress. And if you are in that frequency of happiness, of being yourself enough, you know, not looking back in resentment and pain, that is over. That is totally over. And slow and steady wins the race, right? Just keep doing what you love, and opportunities will arise. You're just immersing yourself. And there is, we've seen in these 2026 summer readings and the readings that I'm doing right now, the Empress shows up all the freaking time. She's here again. The Knight of Wands is showing up again and again, which is playfulness. The Knight of Pentacles is a very practical approach, very down to earth, you know, protecting your stuff, your little seedlings. You know, you planted your little seedlings. You got the Seven of Pentacles here, then you got the Knight of Pentacles. Here you prepare the field for your harvest. Here you're protecting what you have planted, and then you see all that blossom and come to fruition that you have planted. But just by nurturing happiness and contentment and being in harmony with yourself, I would say. And then everything comes together, and you can bring this together, this very down-to-earth pentacle approach, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, with some playfulness. Jolly good fellow. The Empress shows up a lot, and the Knight of Wands shows up all the freaking time. So it's a beautiful reading. Again, right? And again, that idea of leaving the old shit behind, making peace with it, you know, letting it be over. You know, we all human beings, most of us, but we have this tendency to stick onto shit that happened in the past, right? That's pretty much the definition of trauma, I would say. So be self-compassionate enough whenever you fall into that place where resentment and pain lies, where, you know, where you mourn your 3 cups that were spilled. Remind yourself that one of these cups was very poisoned, and good riddance for that cup. And, you know, the rest of it was pretty much, it's cups energy nonetheless, with the 5 of cups. You know, there was something essential missing with these cups energy, and that's the King of Cups here and the Empress feeling good about it. Maybe it was Pluto in Capricorn since 2008. We were too much focused on external stuff, working harder, getting the job, checking the box, doing what looks good on your CV and things like that. And all that is pretty toxic in itself, because we're negating our own happiness, and how we feel internally is creating our outside world to some extent. Not 100%, of course, not solipsistic, but to a great extent, actually. So feeling good should be a priority. So if you make that a priority, and you're doing that, you're making that a priority, you're just good, you're just fine, right? And let it be playful, let it be joyful. And that's pretty much all I got, my friend. And I hope it resonates with you. And if it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. And hopefully see you next time. Check out the summer reading, check out the yearly reading, and hopefully see you next time. Now, ciao.